Hello troops and welcome back to Hanning's Rest. Today I'm going to show you these rocks. I'll tell you how we made them. And what we've done is we get 5 of these moulds, these rock moulds. Now they're all different. And there's all different ones. Now they are quite pricey. I think they're about 12-13 quid a go, but you can get absolutely hundreds of rocks out of them. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we've got 4 of them. And it gives you a good, I mean, there's a variety of them, some of them there. There's a couple of them I've already stuck on. And I think they look quite good. And what you do is, you get some of this Hydrocal lightweight plaster for Woodland Scenics. And you get your wife to mix it up and put it in the moulds for you. And you wait till they dry, and then she pops them out for you. Then you paint them. And what you do with the paint is, you just get some, I used black, brown, and orange, and I just dabbed it on. And then I went over it with loads of water on the brush, just to spread it about like a wash. And I think the effect of these looks quite good. Now I will say, I think that I have used a bit much paint on some of them. But you can see the variation in the colours and all that. And I think they look quite natural. So what you then do is, what I have done is, I've got some Yoo-Hoo. And I've just glued some of them on there. So now they'll go right along and right up both sides. Now I'm going to have to get my wife to make a whole load more of these because they're not going to go that far. But there we go for it. It's this stuff you need because it's lightweight and it goes for miles and it doesn't take long to dry. And the good thing about it is if one of the rocks breaks, you can just paint it and stick it on anyway because rocks are all cracked in on that anyway, isn't they? There's some of the bigger gaps like in here, what I do is I'll get a couple of these wee thin ones that you get, you know, like these. They're only like that thick. And they're dead easy to break, and you just snap a couple of bits off and place them in. And you're supposed to stick them on with plaster, but I can't be bothered with all that carry on. So I just stick them on with Yoo-Hoo because that seems to hold them because it's light. There's absolutely no weight in that stuff, you know what I mean? What we'll do now is I'll talk nicely to the wife and get to make another 4 or 5 batches of these rocks. Because I'm going to put them over here, 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 there, and all along there. 5 of the moulds, and it's done what? 2 rows, 3 rows and bits at 2 foot long. So that's not too bad, is it? I'm going to say they're all kinds of different shapes and depths and stuff, and they are really good. But do remember when you're pouring your plaster in, before you pour your plaster in, give these a wee scoosh with some soapy water because it does make it easier to get the rocks out the moulds apparently, but they are really flexible. I can't remember who makes them. I think we got them for, I think it was Woodland Scenics, I think we got them for. As usual guys, I'll leave you with a couple of running shots of a couple of locomotives running around the track. Please remember, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of nonsense. You can watch more really bad videos of me attempting to build a model railway. I'd also like to say that everything on this railway I've used either my own money or my wife's money. Well, my wife bought me stuff, I don't use her money, you know what I mean? Because that would be like robbery. But obviously presents from family, etc. So I've got no affiliation to any manufacturers or hobby shops or anything like that. Mind you, would they want to be connected with these videos, because they're pretty bad, aren't they? Let's face it. Right, so what's running around the day? The old Bachmann Class 22, which I absolutely love. I think that's wee locomotive is brilliant. It's actually one of my favourite locomotives on this railway. And going the other way is the Accurascale Class 31, which in its own right is an absolutely phenomenal model. So I find it hard to beat the Accurascale stuff. I've never had a problem with any of the stuff. I know some people have, but I've never had a problem. I always find the stuff runs really well, it's quality built, it weighs an absolute ton. And I've never had any problems. But then again, this railway is DC only. And I know some people have had problems with DCC with Accurascale, but not me, because I don't do DCC on this layout. As you know, I have bought a DCC controller, but that's for another project, which will be starting later on in the year. And I've got absolutely no idea what next week's video is going to be all about, because I've got to a stage where it's things like wheels and couplings and wiring and point motors and all that kind of nonsense. And I don't know if that'd be any interest to anybody. I mean, I've already done on wheels and 2 on couplings. So if you want to see how I make an arse of wiring up some point motors and stuff, well, I'll need to sort out my track plan for this bit, because I've still got, I want to connect this track to this track with a couple of points. I'm not sure where to do it, though. I don't know where to do it in the middle, or at one end, or the other end. I really don't know. I'll probably do it at that end, just because I can, basically. Right, troops, that's enough of me waffling rubbish. Right, hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Okay, troops, bye now, bye.